Kevin Durant got injured in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, tearing his right Achilles tendon against the Toronto Raptors. Aside from how you feel about KD or the Warriors, this is a big loss to basketball, with KD being one of the most transcendent players in the NBA. In this video, we're going to discuss what makes KD great and also dissect the medical anatomy of the Achilles injury. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any content, and check out our other videos on the Warriors. I've made one on Steph Curry's long-term ankle injury and Klay Thompson's hamstring muscle sprain in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Also, comment down below what other players you would like us to cover in the future. Kevin Durant, 30 years old, was drafted by the Seattle Sonics in 2007 with the second pick in the draft. Durant is uniquely positioned in the NBA, being around 7 foot tall, but despite his height, has the agility, speed, and shot-making ability of a guard. This makes him incredibly difficult to defend, making him universally regarded as one of the top 2 players in the league alongside LeBron James. Compared to Bron, he is more prolific and a diverse scorer, with Bron providing more on the passing side and all-round team part of the game. KD currently sits at 10th all-time in playoff points, despite only being 30 years old, with at least 5 to 7 productive years ahead of him. Comparing their championship accolades, LeBron has 3 chips, whereas KD at the making of this video has 2, with the potential to make it a 3rd this year with the Warriors. In the playoffs, regarding points scored and efficiency, both players are fairly similar. However, as said before, with LeBron's assists and higher rebounding, it appears as such that he gets other players involved to a higher degree. However, the big difference between the 2 players is the 3-point shooting. Much like his fellow Warriors, Durant specializes in long-range shooting, making him unguardable in conjunction with his height. In the last 3 playoffs, KD has averaged 40.7% beyond the arc versus LeBron's 36.4%. Even though this doesn't paint the full picture, it is a decent indicator to compare the 2 players' efficiency from 3-point land. In Game 5 of the NBA Finals this year, Kevin Durant got an ankle injury diagnosed as an Achilles tendon tear. This injury is very significant for KD in his career and has forced him out for the rest of the NBA Finals and most likely to at least midway through the season next year. The Achilles tendon itself is a structure that connects the calf muscle to the heel bone, which is called the calcaneus. The function of this tendon is to bring the foot closer to the back part of the leg and is usually called into action when we are running or walking. KD appeared to have a calf sprain, which put him out for the majority of the playoffs this year. However, there is a possibility that he did initially strain his Achilles back against the Rockets in the Western Conference semi-finals. Then, bringing him back prematurely caused further aggravation and injury to the tendon, causing it to tear. The Achilles tendon is a devastating injury to basketball players, with a couple players, notably Kobe Bryant, Isaiah Thomas of the Detroit Pistons, and KD's teammate this year, DeMarcus Cousins, having the injury. The injury usually causes players problems down the line. For example, Isaiah Thomas, whose NBA career was cut prematurely as a result of a torn Achilles. Typical treatment for an Achilles tendon tear usually requires surgery. This is because, unlike other structures in the body, such as muscle or soft tissue, the blood supply is limited to the Achilles area. This means surgery to repair the tendon is most likely required. With a partially torn Achilles, it can usually take around 4 to 6 months to get back to normal daily function. However, as seen with the overwhelming majority of players who get the injury, KD's main concern will be returning back to his elevated level of play as soon as possible. Just looking at players such as DeMarcus Cousins, who prior to their injury was regarded as one of the best centers in the league, but post-injury for the Warriors, he's only able to fill a diminished role, nowhere near his dominating play for his previous teams. An interesting table from ESPN shows that the odds are stacked up against KD to return back to his final MVP ways. Research done by basketballreference.com alongside ESPN used a stat called VORP, the value over a replacement player, which indicated that out of the 22 players to get the injury, 5 had to retire because of it, and out of the 17 who continued playing, only 2 players returned back to their normal ways, one being Dominique Wilkins, who fared better than his replacement and elevated his own game, completing his highly athletic dance as per usual. The links to these articles will be in the description, so if you are interested in looking at the significance of the Achilles tendon tear, it is definitely a good read. For KD's sake and for us as fans, we wish him a speedy recovery in hopes that he can continue his historic career and not retire prematurely as a result. This is the end of the video now. If you got this far, make sure to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any content, and comment down below which other athletes you would like us to cover.